Hello and welcome to KGB English Hub, your ultimate destination for fun and engaging English learning. Learning English doesn't have to be boring. Through exciting stories, magical adventures, and creative lessons, we'll help you improve your vocabulary, pronunciation, and confidence in English. In today's video, we'll take you on 10 amazing journeys, each packed with new words, fun challenges, and valuable lessons to boost your English skills. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Let's begin our journey with the first story, The Time Traveler's Dictionary. Imagine discovering a magical dictionary that takes you through history, teaching you new words along the way. One rainy afternoon, 12-year-old Jake was bored. He was exploring his grandfather's dusty attic when he found an old, leather-bound book titled The Time Traveler's Dictionary. Curious, he opened it and saw a strange note inside. "Read a word aloud and you shall see a journey through time as clear as can be." Without thinking, Jake said the first word he saw, castle. Suddenly, a strong wind swirled around him and everything blurred. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in the attic. Instead, he stood in front of a giant stone castle with knights in shining armor. "Where am I?" he wondered. A man in royal robes approached him. "Welcome to the year 1350, a young traveler. Are you a scribe?" What?" Jake asked. "A scribe. Someone who writes important documents," the man explained. Jake quickly flipped through the dictionary and found the word scribe. As he read it aloud, he suddenly understood its meaning. "Oh, no, I'm just visiting." Before he could ask more, the dictionary started glowing again. He saw another word, pyramid. Whoosh! Jake was now standing under the hot sun, staring at a massive pyramid in ancient Egypt. Workers carried large stones, while a man in white robes pointed at drawings on a scroll. "You must be the new apprentice," the man said. Jake gulped. What's an apprentice?" The man chuckled. "A student learning a skill." Jake quickly checked his dictionary, read the word aloud, and smiled. "Oh, I get it. But I think I have to go now." The dictionary glowed again, showing a new word, rocket. Whoosh! Jake found himself floating in space. Astronauts waved at him from a shiny spacecraft. "Welcome to the future," one of them said. "This is amazing." Jake laughed. "I think I'm ready to go home now." He opened the dictionary and whispered, "Attic!" Whoosh! Jake was back in the attic, holding the magical book. He grinned. Learning new words had never been this fun. Now, let's move on to our second story, Grandpa's Secret Map. A young girl finds her grandfather's old treasure map and embarks on an adventure, learning important location-related words. Emma loved visiting her grandpa's old house by the sea. It was filled with dusty books, wooden chests, and mysterious objects from his travels. One afternoon, while exploring the attic, she found a rolled-up piece of paper tied with a red ribbon. Curious, she opened it. It was a treasure map. At the top, a note in Grandpa's handwriting read, "Follow the clues, learn the words, and find the treasure." Emma's heart raced. She grabbed a flashlight and hurried to the garden where Grandpa was sipping tea. "Grandpa, is this real?" she asked, showing him the map. Grandpa chuckled. "Ah, you've found my secret map. Are you ready for an adventure?" Emma nodded excitedly. Grandpa pointed at the map. "First, find the bridge over the small river in the backyard." Emma ran to the wooden bridge and crossed it. She looked at the next clue. "Turn left at the big oak tree." "Left means this way," she said, remembering her directions. She followed the path and reached a cave-like tunnel made of bushes. The next clue read, "Walk 10 steps north." She pulled out the small compass from Grandpa's drawer and turned north. After counting 10 steps, she found a large rock with an X on it. "Grandpa, I found it!" Emma shouted. She dug carefully and uncovered a small wooden chest. Inside, there was an old notebook filled with Grandpa's travel stories and a beautiful golden compass. "This was my first compass," Grandpa said. "Now it's yours, so you'll always find your way." Emma hugged him tightly. This was the best adventure ever. From that day on, she never forgot her directions, or the magic of learning new words. Our third story is The Talking Mirror. A shy student stumbles upon a mysterious mirror that helps her practice English and gain confidence in speaking. Mia was a quiet girl who loved reading but was too shy to speak in class. Whenever the teacher asked a question, she would look down, afraid to make mistakes. One day, while cleaning her grandmother's attic, Mia found an old, dusty mirror with strange carvings on its frame. As she wiped the dust away, words appeared on the glass. "Speak and I will listen," Mia gasped. Did the mirror just talk? Nervously, she whispered, "Hello?" To her surprise, the mirror replied in a warm voice, "Hello, Mia. Don't be afraid to speak." Mia blinked. "You know my name?" The mirror chuckled. "Of course, I'm here to help you practice speaking English. Try saying something else." Mia hesitated, then said, I like books." "Great job. Now try making it a longer sentence." Mia thought for a moment. "I like reading books about adventure and mystery." The mirror sparkled. "Wonderful. Keep going." Day after day, Mia practiced with the mirror. She learned new words, corrected her pronunciation, and even practiced telling stories. The more she spoke, the more confident she felt. One day in school, the teacher asked, "Who wants to read aloud?" For the first time, Mia raised her hand. As she read the passage, she remembered the mirror's encouraging voice. "Speak clearly and believe in yourself." When she finished, the class clapped. The teacher smiled. "Well done, Mia. That was excellent." That evening, Mia rushed to the attic to thank the mirror. But when she looked into it, she only saw her own reflection, smiling back at her. The words on the glass had faded, leaving just one final message. The confidence was inside you all along. From that day on, Mia never feared speaking again. Next, we have Lost in Dreamland, our fourth story. A boy wakes up in a world where everything has strange names and must use clues to learn the correct words. Ethan loved words, but he always mixed them up. Sometimes he called a chair a table or a dog a cat by mistake. His teacher told him to practice more, but Ethan found learning words boring. One night, after reading a storybook, he yawned and fell asleep. When he opened his eyes, he was in a strange, colorful world. Giant candy trees lined the streets, and houses floated in the air. A small creature with blue fur and big eyes hopped toward him. "Welcome to Zigglyland. I'm Bobo," the creature said cheerfully. Ethan blinked. "Wait, where am I?" Bobo giggled. "You're in a place where nothing is named the same as in your world. If you want to go home, you must learn our words." Ethan looked around and pointed to a nearby river. "What do you call this?" Bobo smiled. "That's a flibber." Ethan frowned. "Flibber? That sounds funny." He pointed to the sun. "And what about that?" "That's a glimmer ball," Bobo said. Ethan started making a list in his mind. Flibber equals river, glimmer ball, sun. Suddenly, Bobo handed him a glowing book. "If you guess a word correctly, the book will change it back to normal." Excited, Ethan looked at a tree and guessed, "Is this a wibble?" The book glowed and buzzed. "Wrong," Bobo laughed. "Nope. Try again." Ethan thought for a moment. "A tree?" The book flashed bright green, and suddenly, the tree looked normal again. He kept guessing words. learning that a door was called a plonky, a car was a zoomer, and a cloud was a puff sky. Finally, after figuring out 20 words, the book shined golden. "You did it!" Bobo cheered. "Now you can go home." Before Ethan could say anything, a soft breeze surrounded him and everything faded. He woke up in his bed, his storybook still open beside him. Was that a dream? He wondered. But when he looked at his notebook, he saw the words he had learned written neatly inside. Ethan grinned. Learning words wasn't boring anymore. It was an adventure. Moving on to our fifth story, The Alien Who Wanted to Learn English. A friendly alien lands on Earth and makes a deal with a child. Space stories in exchange for English lessons. Leo loved looking at the stars. Every night he imagined spaceships, strange planets, and alien life. One evening, as he lay in his backyard staring at the sky, something unusual happened. A bright blue spaceship landed right in front of him. The door slowly opened, and out stepped a small, green alien with big, glowing eyes. "Greetings, Earthling," the alien said in a robotic voice. "I am Zorp from planet Xylox. I need help." Leo's eyes widened. "Help? With what?" Zorp held up a tiny silver tablet that showed strange symbols. "I must learn English to communicate with humans. In exchange, I will tell you stories about the universe." Leo grinned. "Deal!" Lesson 1. Greetings, Leo waved. "On Earth, we say hello or hi to greet people." Zorp tried. "Hello!" Leo laughed. "It's close enough." Lesson 2. Objects. Leo pointed at different things. "This is a tree. This is a house. And this," he patted his dog Max, "is a dog." Zorp scribbled notes. "Tree, house, dog." Then he pointed at the moon. "Big cheese," Leo chuckled. "No, that's the moon." Zorp nodded. "Moon, no cheese." Lesson 3. Sentences. Leo taught Zorp how to say, "I am Zorp, I like Earth." Zorp repeated, "I am Zorp, I like Earth." Suddenly, a beep came from Zorp's tablet. His spaceship flashed red. "Oh no?" Zorp gasped, "I must return home." Leo felt sad. "Will I ever see you again?" Zorp smiled. "I will send messages from space. Thank you, Teacher Leo." With a wave, Zorp entered his spaceship and it zoomed into the sky. The next night, Leo saw blinking lights in the stars, forming words. "Hello, Leo. Thank you, friend." Leo smiled. He had taught an alien English and made a friend among the stars. Our sixth story is The Library of Whispering Books. A girl enters a magical library where books whisper stories, helping her improve her reading skills in English. Sophie loved stories but struggled with reading. The words on the page often danced around, making it hard to understand them. One rainy afternoon, while walking home from school, she noticed a small old building she had never seen before. The sign above the door read, "The Library of Whispering Books." Curious, Sophie stepped inside. The room was filled with towering bookshelves, golden chandeliers, and a soft glow of candlelight. There was no librarian, only rows and rows of books. As she reached for a dusty red book, something magical happened. "Open me and I shall read to you," a gentle voice whispered. Sophie gasped. Did you just talk?" "Yes," the book replied. "I am here to help you read. Let's begin." Excited, Sophie turned the first page. The book started reading aloud, slowly and clearly. "Once upon a time, in a faraway land." Sophie followed along, tracing each word with her finger. She repeated sentences, improving her pronunciation. As she explored the library, she found books that taught her new words, helped her with spelling, and even explained difficult grammar rules in fun ways. Each book had a unique voice. Some were deep and wise, others cheerful and playful. She spent hours in the magical library, reading with her whispering friends. When she finally left, she looked back, hoping to return soon, but to her surprise, the building had vanished. Yet something had changed. When she opened a book at home, the words no longer danced around. She could read more easily, and she even heard a tiny whisper in her mind. "Keep reading, Sophie. The magic is in you now." From that day on, Sophie never struggled with reading again. Now let's explore the mystery of the Silent Town, our 7th story. A detective arrives in a town where no one speaks and must solve riddles to bring back their voices. Detective Alex had solved many strange cases, but this was the most mysterious yet. He had received a letter with just 6 words, "Help us, our voices are gone." There was no name, no signature, just the address of a town he had never heard of, Whispering Hollow. When Alex arrived, the town looked normal. Children played outside, shopkeepers arranged goods, and people walked in the streets. But something was very wrong. No one spoke. The baker pointed at the bread instead of saying its name. The postman handed out letters in complete silence. Even the dogs didn't bark. A young girl ran up to Alex and handed him a notebook. "Find the lost words," it read. Beneath it was the first riddle. "I light up the dark, small or tall. I stand on a desk or hang on the wall." Alex thought for a moment. A lamp? As soon as he said the word, the street lamps flickered on and an old man gasped. His voice had returned. Excited, Alex read the next riddle. "I open wide, but I have no teeth. I help you learn when you read beneath." "A book," Alex guessed. The librarian clapped her hands. She could speak again. One by one, Alex solved more riddles. Clock, time started ticking again. Apple, trees grew fruit instantly. Door, locked gate swung open. Finally, he reached the last riddle, written in golden ink. "I bring people together, from far or near, with just a sound I make thoughts clear." Alex smiled. Words. A powerful wind rushed through the town, and suddenly, voices filled the air, people talking, laughing, and cheering. The curse had been broken. The young girl, now able to speak, whispered, "Thank you, Detective Alex." Alex tipped his hat. Mystery solved. As he walked away, he couldn't help but smile, because now he knew the true power of words. Next is our 8th story, The Little Robot Who Wanted to Be Human. A robot tries to learn English to understand emotions and become more like a human. In a futuristic city filled with flying cars and talking machines, there was a small robot named Robo. Unlike other robots, Robo had a special wish. He wanted to be human. "Humans laugh, cry, and feel emotions," he told himself. "If I learn their language, maybe I can understand their hearts." So Robo decided to learn English. Lesson 1. Feelings. Robo went to a school playground where children were playing. He saw a girl fall and scrape her knee. She frowned and said, "I am sad." Robo recorded the word, sad, when someone is hurt or unhappy. Then he saw a boy score a goal. The boy jumped and shouted, "I am happy." Happy is when someone feels good. I must learn more, Robo thought. Lesson 2. Conversations. Robo visited an old man reading a book in the park. "Hello," Robo said. The man smiled. "Hello? How are you?" Robo paused. I am curious." The old man chuckled. "That's a wonderful feeling." As they talked, Robo learned how humans greet each other, ask questions, and share their thoughts. Lesson 3. Love and Friendship. One day, Robo helped a lost puppy find its owner. The little boy hugged Robo and said, "Thank you, you are my friend." Friend? Robo had never heard this word before. "What is a friend?" Robo asked. The boy smiled. "A friend is someone who cares about you." Robo's circuits sparked with warmth. He finally understood. The true meaning of being human was not just speaking English, but feeling and caring for others. From that day on, Robo wasn't just a machine. He was a friend. and perhaps in his own way, he had become human after all. Our ninth story is The Painter Who Painted Words. A struggling artist discovers that his paintings come to life only when he correctly names each color and object. Leo was a young artist who loved to paint, but no matter how hard he tried, no one bought his paintings. One day, he found an old wooden paintbrush in a dusty art shop. The shopkeeper smiled mysteriously and said, "This is a magic brush, but it only works when you use the right words." Leo didn't believe in magic, but he bought it anyway. That night, he painted a beautiful red apple. As he admired his work, something incredible happened. The apple glowed for a second, then popped out of the canvas. It was real. Leo gasped and grabbed his brush. "Let me try again." He painted a blue sky, but nothing happened. Then he remembered the shopkeeper's words. "I must say the right name." He pointed at the sky and said, "Blue." The sky spread across his ceiling, filling his room with sunlight. Excited, Leo continued, "Yellow sun." A warm, golden glow filled his room. "Green tree." A small tree sprouted from his floor. White clouds, soft clouds floated above his bed. But then he made a mistake. He painted a purple cat, but instead of saying purple, he mumbled pink. The cat appeared, but it had polka dots. It meowed loudly and knocked over his paints. Leo laughed. "I have to be careful with my words." Day by day, Leo practiced naming colors and objects. His paintings became more powerful, and soon people lined up to see his magical art. One day, a little girl asked, "How do you make your paintings come to life?" Leo smiled. With the right words, anything is possible. And from that day on, he wasn't just an artist. He was a painter of words and dreams. And finally, our 10th story, The Floating Island of New Words. A sailor stumbles upon a magical island where each step teaches him a new English word, leading to an incredible secret. Captain Finn had sailed across many seas, but he had never seen anything like this. A mysterious floating island, drifting in the middle of the ocean. As his ship neared the shore, strange golden letters sparkled in the air. Curious, Finn rowed toward the island and stepped onto the soft sand. Suddenly, a voice echoed, "Welcome, traveler! Learn the words, unlock the magic." Finn looked down and saw a word glowing beneath his feet. "S-A-N-D." He whispered, "Sand?" The moment he spoke, the ground shimmered, and he suddenly understood. This island would teach him new words with every step. Step by step, word by word. B-E-A-C-H. As he said beach, soft waves touched his toes. T-R-E. He read tree, and a tall coconut tree swayed above him. S-U-N. Sun, he whispered, and the sky shone brighter. With each new word, the island changed. The magical secret. After hours of exploring, Finn reached the center of the island. There stood a giant golden door, covered in letters. A riddle was carved into the stone. To open this door, speak the word that connects all things you've heard. Finn thought about all the words he had learned: sand, beach, tree, sun. What was the connection? Then it hit him. L-A-N-G-U-A-G. The door swung open, revealing a glowing treasure chest. Inside, he found a book titled The Power of Words. As Finn held it, the voice whispered, "Knowledge is the greatest treasure of all." Smiling, Captain Finn stepped back onto his ship, ready to share his new words and wisdom with the world. And from that day on, he wasn't just a sailor, he was a storyteller. And that was our final story, The Floating Island of New Words. Through these 10 incredible adventures, we discovered how fun and exciting learning English can be. From magical books to time-traveling dictionaries, each story helped us explore new words, improve vocabulary, and boost confidence in English. But this is just the beginning of your learning journey. There are so many more fun stories and lessons coming your way here on KGB English Hub. If you enjoyed these stories, make sure to like this video to support us. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new story.